DSM Living with Wendy Wen, Melanie Hall, and Sharon Rooney.
Welcome to DSM Living. I'm Melanie Hall, and I'm super excited to tell you about our new DSM Living magazine. It's fashionable, it's functional, and it's trendy, and you are going to absolutely love it. So stay tuned because I'm going to give you a sneak peek.
If you thought the only way to enjoy your Michelob Amber Bock was in a frosty mug, then you haven't tried pairing it with a flat iron steak yet.
Coming up, we're going to check out an impressive renovation done by Modern Touches, where they brought the outside in.
Coming up on DSM Living, we're shopping at the Urbandale Home Depot for heating and cooling systems with Bob Oliver.
Coming up, we're going to check out a remodeling project done by Kaufman Construction, where function meets luxury.
Want to keep your ride running at its best? Ron the Car Guy shows us how.
Not everyone can charm their way into Harvard Law School, but Elwood, she sure can. Elle Woods is truly a modern day hero. She sees something that she wants and she really goes after it. She doesn't stop at anything, right?
No, she doesn't.
So what is it like to play her?
It's really fun and exciting because you get to do things that you never get to do in real life.
For example?
I mean, I wear pink the whole show and I carry a chihuahua around with me, which in itself is kind of ridiculous and something I don't do every day.
So this is Chico the Chihuahua?
Yes, his name is Chico.
I've got to know what it's like working with a dog.
Well, the first time I met Chico, he kind of tried to bite my face off. But we've since come to have a little bit of a friendship, I would say.
Now, Katie, a lot of us have seen the actual movie, and it wasn't a musical, so I know there's a lot of great songs to this, and adding music brings a whole new dimension to the show. Is there a song that you'll sing a few lines from?
I will sing you my Mike Check song.
Okay. Let's hear it. Do I need to go get Chico the dog?
No, I can do it without him. It's from the end of the first act, and she finds out she just got an internship from Callahan, and she kind of sticks it to Emmett.
All right, let's hear it.
Good. Okay. Maybe she's what you prefer, but hey, last year I was her. Maybe you will change your mind, but you might wake up to find I've gone on to better things, better jobs or bigger rings. I don't have the time to cry, I'm too busy loving my name up on that list.
You are fantastic. Oh, that was fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ron, you know what they say, behind every great musical is a great director. So here you are. So I have a question.
I say that all the time.
I think I might have got that from you, actually. What was it like to translate Elle's world into these living, breathing moments? How do you do that?
Well, I'll tell you, I always say that good directing is about at least half good casting. And we were pretty lucky this time. We had a good bunch of people audition, and we're really solid right down the line. So they make my job easier.
So let's talk about Elle.
Okay.
What do you love about her?
Well, she's an eternal optimist. If she hits a wall, she's able to turn that into something positive. There's a lot more depth to it than people realize when they think about Legally Blonde.
So are there favorite moments you have in the show?
It's kind of special for me because my daughter's in the show too, and she plays Paulette, and I of course enjoy seeing what she can bring to it. Yeah, because she's been a performer since she was a little squirt.
Absolutely. Tim, I must say, I'm afraid to get too close to the set because I will be covered in glitter. So
True, it's an occupational hazard, and glitter, once you get it on you, it stays with you for quite a while. Trust me on that one.
Absolutely, I see glitter all around. So I'm sure
Absolutely, different shades. I shadow with glitter. It's actually.
Well, I love it. I love it.
Thanks.
So, what was the inspiration for the show? What did you kind of pull from?
Well, obviously there are some giant dogs on the front of it. So really kind of a reinterpretation of the classic icons of what the story is about, like the front of the Supreme Court, justice and that kind of thing. So we do kind of Elle Wood's take on that with giant blindfolded chihuahuas instead of the blindfolded scales of justice. They're actually made out of insulation foam, glued a whole bunch of layers together, and then just slowly but surely with an X-Acto knife and some sandpaper, a bunch of us carved it down. So it was a labor of Chihuahua love. And then the rest of the scenery, this is one of those shows where it just makes you feel good. As Elle gets empowered and gains that confidence, so do you, and you just can't help but smile. So I really wanted the scenery to have that kind of sensation too, where you just look at it and you're just kind of like, oh, that's a lot of pink.
It does just make you happy. It makes you want to laugh, that's
Exactly.
for sure. Thanks, Tim.
You're welcome.
We'll see ya. Man, you guys have a lot going on here at the Playhouse. Not only is Legally Blonde on stage, but there are other things going on too. What are those things?
You bet. Well, you probably heard about our $10 million capital campaign, and we're beginning the first phase of that, which is removing the west end of the lobby. So when guests come to see Legally Blonde, they'll just need to come in our 41st Street or ticket entrance.
Sounds good. And then I wanted to talk to you about the Iowa connection to Legally Blonde.
Ah, yes, there are actually two of them. The book that the movie and the show were based on, and a lot of people don't know it was a book first, was written by Amanda Brown. And she has a number of connections to Des Moines, including Joanne Brown, who is a longtime Playhouse volunteer and professor at Drake University. And then the woman who wrote the book of the musical, Heather Hawk, like Bach, she is from Ames. So two connections.
That is so cool. Now, how can people get tickets to the show?
Well, they can give us a call at 277-6261, or of course go online at dmplayhouse.com.
Now, I've kind of asked everyone to sing us a little song. Can you sing us a little something? Ron wouldn't. Let's see if you do.
No, I want people to come and see Legally Blonde, and
Yes,
they don't
you
want to hear
must-
me sing.
It's going to be fantastic. You must come and see it. All right, well, let's go on in.
Thanks.
If you thought the only way to enjoy your Michelob Amber Bock was in a frosty mug, then you haven't tried pairing it with a flat iron steak yet. I'm Whitney with Fareway and Sensible Health, and Adam and I are going to show you how to make Michelob Amber Bock flat iron steaks. Since flat iron steaks are so tender, the marinade we're going to make is for flavor and not actually to tenderize it. So let's get started. We're going to use half a cup of soy sauce, about a quarter cup of Dijon mustard, a quarter cup of canola oil, 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, minced garlic, fresh cracked black pepper, fresh rosemary, and the star of our show, we need about 1 cup of Michelob Amber Bock beer. Now we just need to prep our flat irons. I'm gonna poke holes throughout with a fork, that way our marinade can soak into our steaks. And then season with seasoned salt and cracked black pepper to taste. Marinate your steaks in a glass baking dish for at least 4 hours or overnight.
Place our flat irons on a preheated grill to medium heat, and we want to cook our flat irons until they approximately reach 145 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 to 12 minutes aside. The reason I really like these flat irons is because no matter if you cook these well done, medium, or medium rare, they're still tender no matter what, and they're a great hit for everybody. After flipping our steaks once, now's the time to add an extra marinade if you have any left over.
For this Michelob Amber Bock flat iron recipe and to take a new interactive tour of our virtual meat counter, you can visit Fareway.com. And remember, the most important ingredient in any grilling recipe is family.
Follow DSM Living on Facebook and Twitter to see behind-the-scenes photos and find out what events are going on in and around Des Moines.
It is about function and combining that rustic element with a modern flair. Lucas, Modern Touches did a fantastic job on this kitchen. So before we get into the fine details, tell me about the overall process.
Well, the overall process is actually very interesting. We come into your typical 1970s home and try to make it more of an open flow to what some of the newer homes are doing.
So I am told that there was a wall right over here.
Yeah, that was an interesting challenge that we had, but we worked with our team and were able to do what we had to do to pull her out.
Talk to us about some of the interesting elements in here.
Some of the art pieces, all over, from pendant lighting to some of the special or different types of granite to some of the faux finishes that we see behind us.
A lot of unique features going on here. The tile work is absolutely gorgeous. Again, a collaborative?
Yeah, we actually have an on-staff designer that helps us with that.
So talk to me about hiding the ventilation up there.
Yes, we also work with another company that basically plaster artists, and it's really interesting what they can provide. So between faux finish, fake beams, to sculptures.
Okay, so what you guys don't know is that we're actually here on an acreage. They've got horses and land, and it's absolutely fantastic. But I know the homeowner wanted to bring some of the outside indoors, and that's why the barnwood is so cool. So tell us about this.
We have a gentleman that restores barns. We hand select everything and brush everything, and we're able to put it together, and sometimes we find interesting characteristics in the barnwood itself. There's actually buckshot from an old farm that is still in this pillar, and that's why we chose to keep it there.
Lucas, people are really using their bathrooms more as a place to kind of retreat and escape and get away. So this is a bathroom that someone could certainly do that in. Tell me what you did here.
Oh, this is a prime example of most bathrooms. Super small, not a lot of storage.
You ended up putting the dual sinks in here.
Correct.
You took down the closet area there,
Correct.
and the homeowner loves that.
Correct. Yep.
And the shower, you took down a wall to expand the shower.
Yes, we actually were able to go back into their master closet.
Okay.
To gain a little bit more depth in the style shower, but actually doubled her closet storage by some different shelving options.
Matt, what's your favorite feature of this remodel?
Actually, I really enjoy the fact that it all flows together so well, and in particular the care and the craftsmanship that went into the work.
Tell us about the amazing kitchen.
I had an idea of what I wanted it to look like roughly. I found a picture online, and I showed it to Lucas, and I asked him, can you do this? And he said, yes, we can. And what he did was brought team members in who really are artists in their own right. Each person who came in to do their part was a true artist, a real craftsman, took a lot of pride in their work. It's beautiful.
What advice would you have for our viewers?
I would say that if you want your remodel to be a work of art, to be beautiful and functional, and made with the highest craftsmanship, then you should go with Modern Touches.
Lucas, tell us about the process of working with Modern Touches.
Really simple. Go to our website at moderntouches.com and fill out our contacts page for a free consultation.
Sounds great. Well, this place is just quite impressive. You guys did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Find us online at dsmliving.com to watch this week's episode, see other videos, and check out what's coming up on future shows.
Hi, I'm Ron the Car Guy from Westside Auto Pros. Here's your trivia question of the week. Stay tuned for the answer when we come back.
Your garden is an investment, both in time and money. The number one reason we see gardens fail is the purchase of small, unreliable plants and poor plant advice. A successful garden starts with large, healthy plants and sound advice on planting and growing your plants. The Ted Laird Garden Center is knowledgeable and passionate about gardening. We do it right. Experience Iowa's most beautiful garden center, 5 minutes south of West Des Moines, just east of beautiful downtown Cumming. Shop local. Ted Laird Design Building Garden Center, creating beautiful outdoor scapes by design.
I'm Mary Alice Hill, and this is my Chevy Volt.
It's great. I don't even pay attention to gas prices anymore because I don't have to fill up. I like the features, I like the performance, I like the torque of the electricity. You get immediate power from a stop.
It's an environmentally friendly vehicle. I feel like I'm driving a car from the future.
I love this car.
Your dealer for life, Caro Chevrolet.
Experience the Des Moines lifestyle at your fingertips. Introducing DSM Living magazine. DSM Living is trendy, local, functional, and available on your iPad. Download DSM Living magazine from the App Store today and enter to win $500. And remember to tune in Sunday mornings at 11 on ABC5.
The correct answer is A. Have car questions that need answers? Call Westside Auto Pros at 225-9090.
Welcome to another segment of Ask Ron the Car Guy. Ron, this is a great question. It comes from Alan of Des Moines. He says, hello, Ron the Car Guy. We usually take at least one road trip vacation during the summer to a city we've never been to. We have regular maintenance done, and I've also got AAA, so I don't worry that much about the condition of our trusty Nissan Sentra. But my wife says I should be smarter and go over the car before we take the kids to Six Flags in Georgia in a few weeks. I'm open to suggestions. What are your thoughts?
You know, Alan, I can help you with that.
I know you can, Ron. That's why we always come to you. You know, we love to take vacations, but we want to make sure we get there and come back safely. What do you suggest?
Well, I would suggest a trip inspection, which we offer at Westside Auto Pros, but I'm going to give you a few tips as to how you can do your own little trip inspection before you hit the road.
Fill us in on the scoop.
One of the big things to do is take a look at your tires. Not only are we concerned about the pressure in the tires, which would rob you of gas mileage if it's low, but you also want to look at the tread depth of the tires. Make sure there's good, deep tread, and look it over for cracks. If you've got cracks on the sidewall or in the tread of the tires, it's not something you want to be out on the interstate in. Another item to take a look at are the fluids under the vehicle. Check all the fluid levels. Make sure that they're full. You don't want to be broke down along the side of the road because you were a little bit low on coolant. You're going to be driving at highway speeds for several hours, so the engine's going to get up to a higher temperature and it's going to stay there for a long time. Something that doesn't happen when you're driving around town, which makes this stuff even more critical. Other things to take a look at are the brakes. You want to make sure that your brakes are in good shape. Who wants to be halfway to Georgia and have to replace their brakes?
You know what, Ron, I never realized that a trip inspection is really that important. I always tell my husband, just make sure to get the luggage in the car, but from now on we'll do a trip inspection too. So Alan, that was a great question, and if our viewers have some more car care questions, what should they do?
Go to www.askronthecarguy.com. You can submit your questions there.
And if we use your questions on the air, Ron will send you a free 4-pack of oil changes from Westside Auto Pros.
Find us online at dsmliving.com to watch this week's episode, see other videos, and check out what's coming up on future shows.
We're at the Urbandale Home Depot store talking about heating and cooling our homes. And hey, hi Bob.
Hi Sharon.
Bob Oliver of Bob Oliver Heating and Air Conditioning. How are you?
Doing good today. We're at the Home Depot today in Urbandale and wanting to talk about ductless air conditioning and heating in your home. This can be used in additions, areas that never have heated or cooled properly. And we have a really great team up here with the Home Depot and Mitsubishi electric units, the most efficient units really in the world. And these can be installed into your home and virtually change your atmosphere inside your home immediately.
Well, Bob, you seem to really believe in this new system. Tell us what makes it so wonderful.
Well, really, it's Mitsubishi is one of the best products out there. It's #1 in the world for supplying mid-split systems in homes. And of course, we're doing it ductless. And one of the biggest things that we battle here in North America on the heat side is our natural gas costs. These run off electric and they're the most efficient units out there. And so that's one of the big reasons there is you can reduce your fuel costs.
And what about size? So this goes up higher on the wall. Maybe that's more efficient too, but it doesn't run all the way around the baseboard like what we're used to seeing.
Right, and that's true. This is a slimline outdoor unit here that would be outside. It's 35 inches wide, 12 inches in depth. So it's a very small unit outdoors. Our 35.5-inch head here is actually primarily colored to match any rooms in your home. And the big thing with it is it does go up high, and we're taking a lot of that heat that's in the home or cool air and transferring it into places where it usually stays, and we can get out and start mixing the air better.
That sounds very energy efficient.
It is, and the best thing that really teams up here is they have a 7-year parts and labor warranty that goes along with this install, which is huge. Typical brands will run you 2 years on the parts, 6 years on a compressor. Having 7 years is just the ultimate thing, and it only happens when you partner up with the Mitsubishi and the Home Depot.
Okay, a great partnership then.
You bet, and we're proud to install it for them.
We're talking with Pat Ryan, who's the manager of the Urbandale Home Depot. What kind of questions do people come up with about the heating and cooling?
Sure, well, one of the things they come up with first of all is how can I afford this? And at the Home Depot, we've got great financing. That's one of the biggest questions they have, because lots of times when customers come in, they've either been putting off this job for a long time or they've got a problem. It's stopped and it's 100 degrees out or it's 10 below. Okay, so if you just walk in here, we'll take you right up to the service desk. We'll get you in touch with Bob Oliver and you'll be able to speak to him and set up an appointment. Lots of times that's what customers like, because it's an immediate reaction versus, well, when is somebody really going to call me? So that works really well. If you come into the Home Depot, we can hook you up with Bob Oliver and go from there.
Bob, how can people learn more about this ductless heating and cooling system?
It's It's really easy. When you're doing your shopping at the Home Depot, you can just stop in, talk to any one of the friendly Home Depot people in the store, or you can call 1-800-HOME DEPOT or look them up on homedepot.com.
Okay, a lot of great information. Thanks so much, Bob Oliver. Bob Oliver Heating and Air Conditioning and Home Depot.
Experience the Des Moines lifestyle at your fingertips. Introducing DSM Living magazine. DSM Living is trendy, local, functional, and available on your iPad. Download DSM Living magazine from the App Store today and enter to win $500. And remember to tune in Sunday mornings at 11 on ABC5. This remodeling project was about creating the space the homeowner desired, and Devin, you guys did a fantastic job with that. Now, when I spoke to the homeowner, she said she wanted something earthy, but really pretty modern and functional.
Right. There was actually a peninsula fireplace here, and that was a sitting room that they didn't really use very much, and we remodeled the bathroom too and wanted to gain some space in there, so we reduced the size of the closet there, moved it out here. Also had this sculpture here that Moberg had done and wanted to keep it, but it had a bear on it that they weren't so crazy about, and so I got Moberg back in to remove the bear and touch everything up, and we repainted it and really became a really nice focal point of the room now.
It's absolutely beautiful, and it does just, there's such a great contrast between the earthiness and the modernness and the arts and crafty style too. But I love how you kept things opened. Was that your idea to do that?
I like the way we work with the homeowner, and sometimes because we're so cooperating with the homeowner, sometimes we forget who had what idea.
Sure.
So,
well, she did speak your praises when I was talking to her. She said you guys are absolutely fantastic to work with. And she did tell me that the bathroom was kind of the start of the whole project. So should we go in and take a peek?
Absolutely.
Sounds good. This is where it all started. I've got to say, this is absolutely incredible. It's just a bathroom that's functional and it's easy to maneuver, and it has everything that I love, Devin. So talk to us about what it looked like before.
You know, we didn't change a lot about the floor plan, but definitely the finishes. It was bland. It was just not a lot of color, not a lot of pop. It's a really nice, rather large house, and the bathroom, you know, to fit the house needed to be a little more luxurious. So
Sure.
that's what we did. It's definitely upscale, but with the earthy colors and the warm tones, you know, it really has a comfortable feel to it.
Absolutely. I think one of my favorite elements in this room is the bathtub. Was there a tub there before? Or?
There was, but it was a deck mount tub, so it really confined the space. This freestanding tub just gives a much more spacious feel and really opens up the whole area.
Devin, when people think of remodeling, I think they see a lot of dollar signs oftentimes to get the space that they want, the desired space. So how can you manage to really balance out how much I'm going to spend and maybe eventually recoup that money?
Well, you know, using this bathroom as an example, it's obviously extravagant, but there is a point where you've spent money essentially to spend money, and then there's a point where you spend the appropriate amount of money to get a better product, and I think that's something we really excel at. We work through design and then add in the cost and back and forth so that we make sure we're designing a project that fits your budget.
Again, you guys have done a fantastic job. So if people want to get a hold of you, what's the best way to reach you?
Probably go to the website, which is kaufmanconstruction.com.
Perfect, sounds good. Thanks, Devin.
Thank you.
Follow DSM Living on Facebook and Twitter to see behind-the-scenes photos and find out what events are going on in and around Des Moines.
Are you ready to hear the inside scoop about the free DSM Living magazine? It is so cool, and first of all, I'm going to tell you how to download it. So go to the App Store and search DSM Living. Then it will pull up the DSM Living magazine, and what you can do from there is just download it for free. Next, you just go to your newsstand and you find where DSM Living is located and hit that button. And this is what comes up. I'm so excited to show you this. It is just super cool, and again, it's free. I can't even believe it. So here's the cover of the magazine, and from there you just scroll over, and this talks about how you can use the magazine and the different navigational controls there. Super easy again. Here is the table of contents, everything that's in the July issue. And you just scroll back over again. This is Dan, our trusty editor. Hi, Dan. And one of the first articles is called Trail Bound, so it's about the High Trestle Trail. It is so cool, and the neatest thing about this magazine is how interactive it is. So you can see the pictures are rotating, and you just scroll down and you can find out all this information about the trail. And if you want to click on pictures, this is the Flat Tire Lounge, so you get to see different pictures of the same location, different angles. And then you can scroll over to the next article. This one's about different wine occasions. Oh, let me show you this. I don't want you to miss this. These are other navigational controls here, and it just changes what's on the screen. Another article, the Hot Shot. Now guys, I know you like to know about the good golf courses, but this one's for women too. You can see all the different golf courses around the area. See how easy this is to navigate through? How to pack a picnic is another article. And super cool devices here. Desserts, that's probably going to be one of my favorites. Again, just a lot of great pictures to this magazine and a lot of great information. Now, the Salisbury House is a place you're going to want to visit, and this article is, again, super cool because it's got a lot of interaction in it, actually videos. Okay, we'll scroll back over here. Some great pictures, give you some insight ideas about how to plan a great barbecue. And finally, we've got recipes. Oh, and they're the host of DSM Living. I have no idea what expression that is on my face, but this magazine you are gonna wanna download today. So it's DSM Living magazine, it's free, it's cool, it's hip, it's trendy. Download it today. That's our show for today. Thanks for watching. We're taking a break next week, but be sure to tune in the following week for a brand new episode of DSM Living. And don't forget to download our free DSM Living magazine from the App Store. I'm Melanie Hall. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Host Apparel by Francesca's, located in Jordan Creek Mall in West Des Moines.
Follow DSM Living on Facebook and Twitter to see behind-the-scenes photos and find out what events are going on in and around Des Moines. If you want to see your company or event on DSM Living, head over to our website and fill out a simple form or shoot us an email to info@dsmliving.com.
Don't stop. Living. We are shopping at the Urbandale Home Depot for air and I can't believe it! Heating and cooling systems.
Oh, you're so good. I love that.
Do you want to do an interview?
Yeah. Hey! Hey!
I'm Whitney with Fareway and Sensible Health, and oh god, that was going to be a...
That was a roll. That was a roll.
DSM Living magazine from the App Store. Have a great rest of the weekend. I'm Melanie Hall.